Yo, what's good, my gooners and goonettes? The AI voice is here. Eat my shit. Anyways, back when I was 14 and 15 years old, I saw myself as this pillar of nonchalance, someone who with unshakable willpower. And that period of time went on for a pretty long time, all until I came crashing down right on the floor. So, what are you supposed to do when you're not as strong as you thought you were? When you don't have as much power as you thought you did? When you're not as smart, disciplined, or as mentally untouchable as you imagined yourself to be? Because that is where I am at right now. I am chasing things that genuinely feel impossible. And guess what? I think we all spend a lot of our lives trying to avoid suffering, trying to avoid discomfort, trying to avoid feeling weak. But what if suffering is the fastest way to actually meet yourself and then discover what you're made of? Because this month, I found out I am made of thermocol. Like genuinely, very brittle deep inside, emotionally collapsible. At all times, I am just one minor inconvenience away from becoming the Satan's favorite child. I just sort of break very easily deep inside, even though my face would replicate the expression of a gambling professional. And at times, I quit very easily, especially when I am trying something new. It is by God's grace that I am still uploading content on YouTube despite the latter. I function off praises. I function off immediate reward and passion. If anything feels exciting, I will work like a machine, a locked-in monster, completely in the flow state. But the moment something becomes difficult, the moment something doesn't come naturally to me, the moment I feel resistance, my brain instantly goes, yeah, this isn't for us, big guy. And then I stop. And honestly, it is embarrassing to admit. Because I never wanted to be the kind of person that gives up so easily. But I am. At least right now of all times. And I need to break through that. Because those moments where I say, oh boy, my pussy-ass fart of a goober can't do this anymore. Those exact moments are not the end of who I am supposed to be. They're the beginning. I think when you try becoming great at the things you're naturally terrible at, you suffer. When you try becoming someone you genuinely do not believe you can become, you suffer. And during that suffering, every mask falls off. Even the one I wear all the time. There's no pretending anymore. No performance. No ego. No fake version of yourself designed to impress people. You find out who you are when there's no energy left to act. You learn which parts of you fight. You learn which parts of you break. You learn which parts of you refuse to die. And right now, comfort is clearly winning for me. The part of me that wants to stay comfortable, the part of me that wants to quit, the part of me that wants to avoid the difficult things, that version of me keeps winning. And it is frustrating because I know there's more in me. I know there's a stronger version of me somewhere in here. And he's still alive. Just dormant. He's definitely in there. It's just so buried underneath all this avoidance, underneath comfort, underneath excuses. And the weird thing is, the moments where I push through anyways, the moments where I am exhausted and overwhelmed and I literally sit there thinking, bro, this is impossible. I cannot do this. And then somehow, I get up and keep going. Those are the moments where I feel the proudest of myself. The moments where I feel the most like myself. The moments that I remember for a long time. And the moments where I look back and go, well, holy shit. Can't believe I just drop-kicked that granny without giving up my seat in Metro. I am literally him. But the moments where I give up, those are the moments where I feel the furthest away from myself. Almost like I abandoned myself behind. So there's clearly evidence here. There is evidence that when I suffer and push through it, I become stronger. There's evidence that difficult things force me to evolve. So now I am stuck dealing with this weird contradiction. The version of me that naturally wants comfort. But the version of me I respect, the version of me I am proud of, that version is built through discipline. And every single time I push through suffering,
every time I hit a PR, every time I invest another hour into a hobby, every time I write another page for a script for a video on YouTube, every time I get out of bed on a bad day. I feel like I am rewriting my identity. Like I am slowly becoming someone else, someone better, someone stronger. And honestly, it almost feels like suffering is the test. Like the life is asking, does your ass really want this? Do you still want it when it stops being fun? Do you still want it when motivation disappears? And discipline is always the answer. Not motivation, not inspiration, not waiting until you feel ready. Discipline. And then the reward becomes a renewed sense of identity. Because I want to be the type of person that shows up in pain, not the person waiting around for motivation like it's an Uber Eats delivery. I want to be someone that can push every single day. I want to become someone with almost unreasonable levels of strength and courage and consistency. Not because they were born special, but because they built themselves into that person. Because initial motivation is easy. It's easy to lock in for one day, to study for 8 hours once, to run 4 kilometers once. Anybody can have that one day. But who are you on day 67? Who are you when you're tired? Who are you when you're bored? When the progress is invisible? How do you stay consistent at the things you naturally suck at? How do you continue showing up for things you do not enjoy doing?
That's the real battle. And when things become so difficult that you feel completely stripped down, raw, broken, emotionally exposed, I genuinely think that's when you finally meet yourself. Because at that point, your ego is gone. Your excuses are gone. Your imaginary version of yourself is gone. What remains is you. And weirdly enough, that suffering doesn't make you less. It makes you whole. There's something deeply human about allowing yourself to be fully honest. To admit, yeah, this shit hurts. I am struggling with building some fucking Lego. I want to quit so bad. And then continuing anyway? That's strength. Not pretending things don't affect you, not acting emotionally invincible like some Sigma male podcast creature. Real strength is continuing while fully feeling the weight of everything. And honestly, I've been avoiding the hard work.
I've been running away from discomfort. I've been escaping pain. I've been quitting too early. And I want to stop doing that. I want to run directly into difficult things. Because when you feel lost, when you feel disconnected from yourself, the answer usually isn't comfort. It's not staying in bed. It's not endlessly distracting yourself. It's not pretending you're okay with wasting your potential. As much as I hate phrasing it this way, it's suffering that brings you closer to yourself. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you meet the real you. Because every single time I've pushed myself to become more, that's when I felt the most alive. That's when I felt the most human. Not while giving up, while persisting. So, what's something you've been avoiding because it's uncomfortable? Because personally, I could name like 50 things. Things I constantly push to tomorrow. Things I avoid because they're difficult. Things I avoid because I know they'll challenge me. And instead of endlessly negotiating with yourself, just do it. Genuinely. Just fucking do it. As stupidly simple as that sounds. Because nothing replaces hard work. Nothing. And the hard things don't magically disappear because you ignored them. They pile up and pile up and pile up until eventually you're buried underneath everything you refuse to face. So don't fear the mountain because it's tall. Climb it anyway and meet yourself on the other side.